Hello and welcome to Bloodsport MMA.
Assalamu alaikum alaikum.
And welcome to another episode of the Bloodsport MMA Awards. Today's award will claim the Fighter of the Year 2022. Now, there were many fighters that kind of fit in that category. There was no one this year like in 2020, Kevin Holland with 5 fights and 5 wins, I think also 5 finishes. There was no bit like this year, but there were many people that did a great job. So Chris, who would you say is your Fighter of the Year 2022?
I was thinking a lot about it. It was actually quite hard because like many top tier fighters lost at some point. Like you would choose like Usman, like for those defenses, like easy. But then there was that one fight at the end of the year that messed it up for them. All due respect, man. Great year for both of them. But the guy who stayed on the top, or the fighter, is Volk.
Volk, yeah?
Yeah.
I have to agree. Like, I also thought about Islam, but Islam had a great year. He's definitely probably number 2 for me. But Volk first fought the Korean Zombie, who is of course not the greatest fighter ever, but he's a top tier fighter, and Volko made him look like he doesn't even belong there. And then he had the fight against Holloway. I mean, there were 2 fights before that they had, and everybody was like, Volk probably lost both of them, he's not the real champion. And I'm a Holloway fanboy, but he murdered Holloway that night. I mean, this was one of the most clear 5-rounders I've ever seen. One of the craziest beatdowns, and nobody ever made Max look like that. Nobody, even Dustin Poirier, who was admitted in 1955 or something. That made no sense. But nobody made Holloway look like that. And then what is a cherry on the top for me, what keeps him apart from Islam, in my opinion, is he is the number 1 pound for pound fighter, right? Still, he decided to be the backup fighter, 1 division higher. He's already small for featherweight, formula, his height. 1 division higher, even though he's the number 1 pound for pound and featherweight champion, he put his ego aside and puts his number 1 pound for pound spot on the line to jump up and be the backup fighter. He has to prepare for 2 guys, and these were not like 2 bums. These were arguably until now, best lightweight champion ever, Charles Oliveira, from what he achieved in what amount of time, and then probably one of the greatest fighter ever in lightweight, Islam Makhachev, who will probably now dominate the division for years. To have the courage and the balls to step up for that as a backup fighter, prepare for 2 guys, and put your number 1 pound for pound spot on the line, because if he loses that fight, if he has to step in and lose that fight, his number 1 pound for pound spot is gone. So that for him makes him, for me, the fighter of the year for us both. And I can't wait what he will give us in 2023. So,
Congrats,
Volko, this for you, the Bloodsport MMA Fighter of the Year 2022.
Truly the great.
The great, or as Seudo calls you, the average. Comment down below, guys. Who is it for you? Are we completely wrong? Who is the Fighter of the Year 2022? Write it in the comments, guys. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel, guys. And Chris will tell you what is most important that you do, which is
eat your vegetables.
He's right. So, guys, see you soon again, and have a good one. Bye-bye. Bloodsport out.
Eat your vegetables.